Sorting algorithms. So two of the most common operations performed on data stored in computer are sorting and searching. So this has been true since the beginning of the computer industry. So this means that sorting and searching are two of the most studied computer operations in computer science. Many of the data structures discussed in, say, for data structures implementation are designed primarily to make sorting and searching of the data stored in the data structure in easier and efficient way. So the first come first which arrives in our mind whenever a sorting algorithm takes place is the bubble sort. So this is the basic sorting algorithm which is described in, say, any of the data structure implementation. So bubble sort is a basic algorithm or the simple sort algorithm. This sorting algorithm is also called as the comparison based algorithm, where each pair of the adjacent elements is compared and the elements are swapped if they are not in order. So this algorithm is not suitable for large data sets. It's okay for only small data sets, but if you have large number of data sets, then this kind of algorithm is quite tedious, and I can say it's a time consuming algorithm, which is a drawback. So consider for this array which we have over here. I have these elements which are not in the order for sure, quite visible over here. So what does bubble sort does? Bubble sort, it compares the two elements over here and swaps the element which are present in it. Bubble sort starts with the first two elements, compares them, which one is greater, and swaps them. And this procedure goes on till I reach a point where the topmost element or the first element is, say for example here it is 2. So it reaches from the 2.282, which is the largest element. So this is the implementation with respect to bubble sort. So here it keep on swapping the elements till the point we reach that all the elements are set properly in an ascending order. So this has been basically done with respect to, for say JavaScript, we have this implementation done with the help of array testbed class. So what is this array testbed class? Array testbed class is nothing but it includes all the set of classes where we generate random arrays and automatically the numbers are swapped. So the first sorting algorithm, as I mentioned, here was bubble sort. So before that, I'll create an array testbed class in our code base so that this will give you a better picture like how a bubble sort is implemented. Later we'll have a look on the different type of sorts like insertion sort, selection sort, and the advanced sorting algorithm like merge sort and quick sort. So here inside the sorting algorithm, I'm going to create a new file, say sorting.js, and this file we are going to call, or we will implement whatever the functionalities we have over here in every files. So here I'll create an array testbed class with the function as carray, and it will have number elements in it, and inside this I'll specify this dot data store equals a blank array, and after that it will take a position, so it will be this dot position equals 0. Then it will take the number elements, so it will be this dot num elements equals num elements, that is the number elements. After that it will specify the toString character, so this dot toString equals toString. So these are the basic functionalities which will be used for our sorting algorithm purpose. And after this it will take a clear functionality, that is this dot clear equals clear, and then it will take the set data functionality, that is this dot set data equals set data. And after that the next is like last functionality, which is always done in any swapping algorithm, sorting algorithm, is swapping a value from one position to another. Then I'll take the index variation over here as var I equals 0, I less than number elements, so which is the elements which we are going to store. So number elements and I plus plus. So once I'm done with this, I'll say this dot data store. I'll refer the index number of I equals I and so on. So this is the way I created the C array functionality. That is the first step. After that, I'll call for function set data. So that is function set data, which is going to create my data structure with the help of math floor functionality of JavaScript. So I'll say for variable I equals 0, I less than this dot num elements I plus plus. So here it will say this dot data store of I equals math dot floor, and here it will create a random value of the array variables, or I can say the array elements in it. So it will take math random, and the math random will be nothing but the product of this dot num elements plus 1. So this was for the set data functionality. Now it will call for the functionality of clear. So I have called for set data. The next is to clear the values in my array testbed. So I'll say function clear, and here I'll call for the clear functionality. For that, I'll remove each and every element of an array. So it will be for variable I equals 0, I less than this dot data store dot length and I plus plus. So in this way it will call for a basic functionality, and now it will clear all the values of data store. So it will set data store index variable as 0. So I've done with this clear functionality. After this comes the next functionality is to insert. So I'll say function insert element, and inside this I'll specify this dot data store and this dot position of element. Position of element will be incremented each time whenever we insert a new element. After that comes the next functionality is toString. So I'll specify my toString functionality as function toString, and then I'll call for the toString variable. So for that I'll say variable RTString, or we can say return string. So it will return my values in the string format. So here I'll say for variable I equals 0, I less than this dot data store dot length and I plus plus. So once I'm done with this part, I will do the return string as RTSTR string plus equals this dot data store with the index of I, and then comes my next operator, which would be a blank string. Now it will also check for a condition over here. The concatenation operator should be together. So this is the way it should be represented. Now it will give for a condition if I is greater than 0 and I modulus 10 is equal to 0, then in such a scenario it will return my value, that is my string value, as a new line. So this way it will return me the string value in the particular format. Now after this comes the next functionality is to swap. So it will be function swap Inside this, I'll specify the array with index 1, index 2, 3 parameters. So here it will swap my array accordingly because this swap functionality will be implemented on and off. So this will be variable temp equals array specified in index 1, and then I'll call for variable array as index 1. So I'll swap my index 1 with index 2 inside my array, and afterwards I'll swap the last value with the temporary variable. So last value over here is index 2 equals temp variable. So this were the basic algorithms for understanding the sorting functionality. Starting with the first one, we declared a array test bed. Then we had a call for set data where we were initializing all the elements in an array. Then a clear function to clear the values inserted in the array. Then the insert for inserting an element in array. Then toString parameter to specify my array in the string format. Then after that comes my swap value. So swap is nothing but to swap a particular value in the sorting algorithm. So now moving on to our next chapter, we will understand each of the sorting algorithms, say bubble sort, insertion sort, quick sort, merge sort, and all these implementations of algorithm with respect to this array testbed. So these functions will be common over there, but we will have some extra function in addition to that, and we will create an array and we will check for the output with respect to JavaScript.